Hey guys, how's it going? Crier here, and welcome to my Game Week 3 Premier League predictions. Now before I start, I do want to say well done to all the Year 11s out there on GCSE Results Day. I got my results today as well. I'm not going to spend long on this, but I'll quickly read through what I got. So somehow I got 4 9s in the 3 sciences and history. I managed to get 8s in Spanish and drama, and then 7 in maths and English literature, and then a 6 in language, but I don't really care about the Englishes because I'm not really doing them, so as long as I pass them, which I have, that's good. So I am absolutely overjoyed with my results. A big thank you to my teachers. I never thought a 9 would be on the cards at all. It just shows you how hard work can really pay off in the end. But yeah, after that little intervention, let's move on to my Premier League predictions. So this week I didn't do quite as well as last week, and I actually got none of my predictions exactly right. I got a few of the results right, but I didn't actually get any of the scores exactly right, and actually I didn't get that many right overall either. So not a great week last week, so hopefully this week can be a good week. So the first game of this week I'm going to go, it's Wolves versus Manchester City, and I'm going to go for a Manchester City 2-0 win. I just think they've got too much in the tank for Wolves, who are still slowly adjusting to life in the Premier League, and that showed against Leicester, where they didn't really show the same class that they normally would, although they were quite unlucky, hitting the woodwork a couple of times. But again, I just think Man City have got the quality to beat pretty much anyone on this day, on their day, today, whatever day. So I'm going to go for a Manchester City 2-0 win. Our next game is Southampton versus Leicester City, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 Leicester City win. I think Southampton might slowly start to find their stride now, but I think Leicester City have started the season relatively strongly and will continue that good form with a 2-1 win against Southampton, although I think it will be a close game. Next up, we've got Arsenal versus West Ham, and I'm going to go for Arsenal to pick up their first win of the season with a 3-1 win over West Ham. I think both sides haven't started the season very well. Arsenal will probably be quite unlucky to come away with a draw with a defeat against Chelsea. I think they definitely missed a lot of good chances early in the first half, and sort of throughout the game as well, which could have put them maybe even out of sight of Chelsea. So maybe they could have won that game or drawn that game, but they were quite unlucky to lose it. But in the Premier League, that's what happens. I think they've just got more quality than West Ham have at the moment, and also Unai Emery. He seems to be getting the players a bit more on side, especially the comments that Mkhitaryan made earlier this week. It seems like he's definitely got the full backing of the players, and I think that'll be really crucial. So I'm going to go for a Arsenal 3-1 win at home. Next up, we've got Bournemouth versus Everton, and Bournemouth have actually had a very, very good start to the season, and Everton have had sort of a mediocre start with 1 win and 1 draw. Richarlison has been very good for them. He's maybe in contention for Player of the Month this season. But Bournemouth, if Callum Wilson can carry on scoring like he was in the last game, that goal he scored was incredible. But I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I just think that Bournemouth, they might run out of steam. I can easily see them winning it. I can easily see Everton winning it. This one is really close, close, and will be really tough to call even on the day. So, it really does depend on which team goes into that game with the best mindset and the most desire to win, because I think that will be the deciding factor. That I'm going to go for a draw. Next up, we've got Huddersfield Town versus Cardiff City, and again I'm going to go with a draw. I think it will be a 0-0 draw. I don't think that Cardiff will challenge too much on the offensive, but I do think they might be able to sit back quite well and defend relatively well. It seems to be something that Neil Warnock is quite good at doing. So I'm going to go for a 0-0 draw between Huddersfield Town and Cardiff City. Both sides not really starting very well, but that could be expected from sort of 2 relegation favourites this season. Next up, we have got Liverpool versus Brighton and Hove Albion, and I'm going to go for a Liverpool 3-0 win. Again, I think they're just going to have too much quality for Brighton. They didn't look very good against Crystal Palace, but they got the job done, and that's all you really need to do in the Premier League. And they kept a clean sheet as well. They're the only team in the league so far who's not conceded a goal yet, which is strange saying that about Liverpool, but Brighton definitely played very, very well against Manchester United, like incredibly well, but Manchester United did let them attack them. They sat back quite deep, they didn't really press the ball very much, so I think with Liverpool's pressing style, it could be a 3-0, but then also Brighton could properly challenge, and it could be a really close game. But I think Anfield as well, intimidating for Brighton, as well as it is uplifting for the home team, so I'm going to go for Liverpool win 3-0. Next up, we've got Watford versus Crystal Palace, and I'm going to go for a 1-0 Watford win. I think they can continue their good starts of the season and get a win against Crystal Palace, who played alright against Liverpool, and they beat Fulham, but I just don't think they've got enough at the moment to challenge Watford, because they've had a very, very good start to the season and motivation is absolutely key in Liverpool, and Crystal Palace coming off the back of a defeat to Liverpool, whereas Watford have come on from a good away win against Burnley. I think that can be a real boost for them, so I'm going to go for a Watford 1-0 win, although again I think it will be a really close game, as it always is with these midfield teams. Next up, we've got Newcastle United versus Chelsea, and the last time this fixture was played it was a Newcastle 3-0 win on the last game of the Premier League season. I don't think it'll be quite that way this time. I think that Chelsea will get a 2-0 win, although I think Newcastle could challenge just like they did against Spurs. I wouldn't be surprised if they maybe get a goal. But I think Chelsea will have enough in the tank to beat Newcastle, who are still sort of trying to regroup from their disastrous transfer window, and also Kennedy, he needs to be a bit more careful this game. Maybe he won't be quite up to it because he's got one on the referee. I don't know, it really does depend, but I think Chelsea will win this game 2-0. So the penultimate game of the season is Fulham versus Burnley, and I'm actually going to go for a Fulham 1-0 win. Although I predicted Burnley to finish quite high up in the table this season, they really haven't started the season very well, and I think the distraction of the Europa League could be quite a big downfall for them in the Premier League this season, and one that I didn't really take into account when I was doing the predictions, really. The fact that it would add a lot more stress to the players, make them a lot more tired, another game every week, whatever. But I think I'm going to go for a Fulham win if Andre Schürrle and John Mikel Seri can step up, as well as Cabano, Ryan Sessegnon. They've got a lot of good players, and as long as they can harvest them together like they did in the Championship, then I think they've got a really good chance of winning this game and getting their first point to the board of the season, because Burnley have obviously got the one so far. They've got one draw and one defeat. But Fulham, I think they can bounce back from two tough games against solid Premier League sides in Spurs and Crystal Palace, and I think they can come back strong and get a win here against Burnley, although again I think it will be really, really close, and both defences will be put to the test on numerous occasions during the match. But I'm going to go for a Fulham 1-0 win. Finally, we've got Manchester United versus Tottenham Hotspur, and I am going to go for a 2-2 draw. If I was to pick a team most likely to win, I'd probably say Tottenham. Manchester United look an absolute mess at the moment. Spurs do look very organised, given that they've not made any signings. But even so, they had a very good squad before, and sorry about my phone. They're going to have a very good squad again. But I just think that at home, Manchester United might just about have enough to keep a draw, but I think it will be a 2-2. So there you have it, guys. Those are my Premier League predictions for match day 3. Leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy. Let me know in the comments down below if you did agree with my predictions, and also let me know if you want to see sort of a more in-depth video about my GCSE results. I know I touched on it in the beginning of this video, but if you want to see me go into more depth about how I felt the exams went, and also my exam experience, and waiting up for results day and actually getting my results as well, I was going to do a vlog, but but I didn't want to take my camera into school and disturb all that. And then once I got my results, I was just, I was so shocked. I just didn't really want to film, and I just wanted to spend time with my friends and my family. So sorry about that. But if you do want to see again a more of a rundown about the GCSEs and the results, then let me know in the comments down below. Again, leave a like and subscribe, and I shall see you next time.